and rental assistance grants to ensure that people can stay housed for 18 months well into 2025. And these costs will be covered by federal assistance, state resources, and humanitarian aid. For those who would like to provide housing and be a part of this solution, I've worked with the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation, HHFDC, to launch what's called the Hawaii Fire Relief Housing Program, which identifies available units to those devastated by the Maui wildfire tragedy. If you'd like to get involved in this program to help our survivors, you can reach HHFDC through this email, hhfdcfirereliefhousing@hawaii.gov. We also intend to contract with 3 to 5 hotels locally to be able to lease their entire properties long-term for the recovery effort, which will serve as an additional housing safety net for us. Finally, a smaller number of transitional temporary housing units in the form of kauhale communities will be built on Maui to aid those not housed in long-term rentals or hotels. But housing alone won't be enough to get our people through this incredibly difficult time. Generosity from around the world has poured into Hawaii, to the American Red Cross, the Hawaii Community Foundation, and the Maui United Way. The tens of millions of dollars donated to these and other worthy organizations are providing life-sustaining support to supplement state and federal need. I've authorized $100 million from a special revenue source called Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, or TANF, to support what others donate, magnifying the power of everyone's generosity. Because Lahaina businesses have also been destroyed and many others across Maui County are struggling to survive, I've also authorized immediate relief to help prevent business bankruptcies. Working with House and Senate leaders and in partnership with Maui County, the Mayor, Hawaii Community Foundation, we'll make $25 million available immediately in the form of $10,000 and $20,000 bridge grants to help businesses all across Maui survive until the economy can recover. The Maui Economic Opportunity Team will help us distribute these grants. Now we turn to Lahaina Town and our road to recovery and healing. Many displaced survivors have asked when they can return to their homes and properties and businesses to survey the damage. In the coming weeks, we'll begin to schedule supervised visits for displaced people to return and view their property under safe conditions. I need to share this with you. The ash, we are told, is quite toxic, so we need to be careful. Once the EPA has completed its removal of hazardous materials from the affected areas, which is ongoing, this process will take 3 to 4 months, we can begin the removal of other debris. To be clear, people will get in soon, but the long-term debris removal is going to take a great deal of time. We're in a partnership right now with FEMA and the Army Corps of Engineers in this effort. This is going to take the better part of a year to remove all of this debris and over $1 billion to complete. This will be supported by the federal government. We've engaged 25 cultural practitioners also to help us guide this effort and ensure that the Hawaii traditions we have and respect during this process are in place. We'll make every effort to use local workers also and local companies to complete this work. I'm incredibly proud of the entire West Maui community for their courage, their commitment, and everything they show as far as aloha goes and support for our survivors. And for their patience, I'm also grateful as this arduous process unfolds. We're grateful to all of the federal partners, including FEMA, who have worked so hard over the last 30 days to support our emergency response and deliver aid and assistance to survivors. We've received assurances of continued federal support and investment to help West Maui recover and rebuild, and we will support and care for the survivors of this disaster for as long as it takes. I especially want to thank President Biden for his unwavering support from the very beginning of this crisis. He has been a rock-solid partner throughout, and our entire response and recovery effort is thanks to him. I'd also like to thank Speaker McCarthy and the entire bipartisan congressional delegation for the attention and concern that they have shown the people of Maui. Working with these federal partners and others, I'll continue to make sure that Maui receives every resource available and these resources get directly to the people who need it. As we recover, we will be faced by many extraordinary challenges, including finding ways to deliver support to survivors who have lost loved ones and homes, while protecting our people from predatory business practices. I repeat, many donors from around the world have sent generous support to our devastated communities. However, others have descended on Maui seeking an opportunity to profit. Some of these outsiders seek to take as much as 1/3 or more of the compensation that the survivors of this tragedy are due. This kind of opportunism and profiteering on the suffering of our people is not Pono, so I'm taking action to prevent it. I've instructed my team to explore the possibility of forming a recovery fund for those that have been impacted. This is intended to eliminate the need for those who have been affected by the fire to go through years of costly and painful litigation, with eventual recovery uncertain. In the spirit of aloha, local attorneys who seek to represent Maui survivors will be humbly asked to support and represent survivors on a pro bono basis or at a greatly reduced rate, so survivors can receive more of the settlements they deserve. And I'm calling on our local legal and business leaders to support this effort. The people of Maui must have as much time as they need to heal and recover, and will begin to rebuild only when they are ready, according to the timeline they choose. Lahaina belongs to its people, and we're committed to rebuilding and restoring it the way they want it. I want to emphasize this again. The land in Lahaina is reserved for its people as they return and rebuild, and I instructed the Attorney General to impose enhanced criminal penalties, including up to a year in prison, on anyone who tries to take advantage of survivors by an unsolicited acquisition of property in affected areas on Maui. I've also ordered a full investigation of the cause of the fire and the emergency response. We'll get answers to exactly what happened there, and there will be full accountability and transparency to the public. Now, regarding travel to Hawaii. Outside of West Maui, all other areas of Maui and the rest of Hawaii are safe and now open to visitors outside of West Maui. And we invite everyone to travel to our state today, which will support the local economy and help speed the recovery of those who have already suffered so much. Many have asked when it will be the right time to reopen West Maui to visitors. There's no easy answer to this question, but I can say this, that if we support Maui's economy and keep our people employed, they'll heal faster and continue to be able to afford to live on Maui. Beginning October 8th, 1 month from today, all travel restrictions will end and West Maui will be open to visitors again, so people from Hawaii and around the world can resume travel to this special place and help it begin to recover economically. This difficult decision is meant to bring hope for recovery to the families and businesses on Maui that have been so deeply affected in every way by the disaster. We also, as a part of the most recently issued emergency proclamation, have lifted the suspension on the water code. I wanted to share that with the environmental community. To help support the people of Maui, I remind everyone to please give to the American Red Cross or the Hawaii Community Foundation's Maui Strong Fund, both of which will make sure that the resources get to those in need. Thank you again for supporting the survivors of this tragedy as they mourn, grieve, and begin to recover. I will continue to keep you updated on our aid and relief efforts as we move forward, both in daily updates and in more comprehensive monthly assessments for our efforts. It's going to be a long process for us to rebuild and heal, and we're grateful for the love and support coming to Maui from around the country and around the world. Please keep Maui in your hearts, your prayers, as we start our long road to recovery. Mahalo.